Hello. I was having problems with my virtual camera. I hope I got it worked out. I hope you guys can hear the sound okay. If not, let me get to the where I can see comments that say something, and I will adjust it. Wow. I go live. I have a viewer, and I go live, and poof, everybody's gone, which is, I don't know, kind of good because I really don't. I mean, oh, we got a weather advisory. Woo! I don't know if you guys heard that. Of course, we're gonna have a weather advisory because I'm about to frickin' blow the lid off and start sharing some stuff so we're aware of what's going on and the days that we're in and what's going on around us and what we're supposed to do and how to handle it. Some of us kind of get chucked into it, and I've been sitting here for the past several weeks pondering how. Oh, you didn't. You guys see? Oh my gosh, it's gonna give me shit. Do not give me any crap. I'm not gonna put up with it. Are we, guys? No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. Fix it. It's showing up there. I shall fix it. Am I on the screen for you guys, or is it just blacked out for me? Did I just black out for me? Stop cam. Start cam. Ooh. Wow. Ha 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 ha. You're making me angry. Yes, that's. I don't know. We'll try standard, see if that helps. No, it's supposed to be at a 720. 720. I'm sorry, you guys. This was why I'm late because I couldn't get OBS camera to pick it up, and then I couldn't get. Not OBS. I couldn't get StreamYard, and then now OBS, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's just. I'm gonna cleanse my area real quick. Everybody out. Get out of here. Don't interfere with what we're doing. Can you guys hear me okay? So if you can hear me, let me, oh gosh, this darn camera. Oh, it's making me so, this is so wrong. Okay, webcam, let's see. Okay. Whoa, that's weird. I don't think I want that. Hang on. You guys can't see it. Thank goodness. It did something crazy. I don't even know where I found that. Filters? No. No. Defaults. Groups. What did you do? Oh, hang on. Okay, am I back? Or am I gone? Okay, now it's back. Okay, hang on. Ooh. All right. You see me? Can you see me? Can you see me? I think I'm back. Yeah. Okay. It looks like I'm. Oh my gosh. Just the days we're living in, you guys. Oh my. Almost, I'd have to say it's about 10 months ago. Something very, very odd happened. And I'm sure you guys noticed I kind of just disappeared off the scene. Something very odd. I can't describe it. I don't understand it. I'm not going to claim to understand it. I know what happened. I experienced it. I didn't like it. I don't ever want to do it again. I don't want it to happen again, but it happened. And after that, it almost seemed like all Hades broke loose. And then I'm looking around and I'm observing even the individuals. Sometimes I'm around really pleasant beings, and then sometimes they're very negative. So sometimes I'm around a bunch of judges or accusers who will pick apart, the other sovereign beings around them. And then sometimes I'm around lighthearted and loving beings. It just depends. Depends on, like, I don't know, wherever we're needed to go, we kind of go. I talked about this, and this is what is so weird, is because I talked about togglers going back and forth as they're collapsing the different timelines from time jumpers, and they've been collapsing them down, and they're down to two, and then now they're breaking apart. And you'll jump back and forth, and it's almost like you go through and you deliver a message, you do a clearing, you have to go in there and you have to kind of, and it's not fun either because I mean, shoot, you're just kind of thrown into the mix of it, and you've got to use every gift and sense and everything that's opened up the Christ within you, whatever your religious affiliation is, um, even God, the Almighty, whom I talk to you all the time. It said that we never called ourselves a name. That's because there's so many of you, you each gave each other names, and then you gave us a name. So I was like, okay, so there's no my God's better than your God and this and that. But what I have a hard time wrapping my mind around is knowing them and having a relationship with them, how anything could usurp or defy them, or I don't know, do something. And everybody thinks, oh my gosh, death is a curse and illness and all. It's all a curse, 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 curse. It's not, you guys. What happens is our light fades. When our light fades, we disconnect. It's a disconnection. It's not what we think it is. It's so different. And we're so programmed to think one way that we're almost like automatons and robotic and, stiff-necked is the word that would be probably appropriate. And so we don't move with the flow, with the spirit of the Most High. We just don't, because we think what we learned in a book or what somebody else told us is more valid than the very divine sovereignty gifts that are inside of us. You're a walking freaking rainbow. What else do you need? That means you're a promise of God. Come on. It's like, whoa. So anyways, I was trying to think about how I possibly ended up in the conundrum to have that event happen in my backyard. Mind you, I was awake. And of course, you guys know I go OPE and I have travel things. And by the way, I'm going to share some stuff with you guys tonight. My goodness gracious, off the flipping charts about that dream that I left 15 minutes. I walked around that field, saw the 3 suns in the sky, the 7 earth looking like silhouettes in the sky, that weird ship. I was wearing these weird glasses and all that. I've got some slides for you because guess what? There's a planet with 3 suns, exactly how I saw them. 2 orange, 1 white. I was like, shut up. Right there outside of right in the neighborhood of the 7 sisters, the Pleiades. Can it get any crazier? I don't know. Anyway, so I was out back swimming and I got out of the swimming pool, and it was actually we call it known as, I call him Christ Jesus, because everybody always says Jesus Christ, and I can't stand that. I have more reverence and respect for him. But if it wasn't for him, I would have hit the pavement because I was pulled out of my body. Not my physical body was, still here, but he made sure I sat down, and they yanked me out of my body. And I was before what I would call some kind of a council. And I was petitioning them for some reason. I don't even know what I said. I think I was addressing this place is how I felt. And I could hear their thoughts. I could hear what they were thinking about me. And they were, like, she's just a baby, first time in here. What does she know? And I'm just like, oh my gosh, they're mocking me. And then next thing I know, I'm yanked up out of my head again. And I went somewhere else. This time I spoke with much reverence. And I felt that agape love. And I'm like, where am I now? I don't even think they knew where I went. But wherever I went, they don't go. You don't even go near. And I don't understand that either. And then I went back into that area again with them, and they tried to show me something. The one that was standing next to me tried to show me something. Now, the one standing next to me was not mocking me at all. He tried to show me something that I had seen before when I was hit by the car when I was 15 in the crosswalk. And I went to that place where I met that being that I say, could only be what I would equate to the Christ, although he didn't look like the images that we would think that the Christ is. But until a friend of mine in a chat forum said, "Hey, check this out from this young girl. She did this painting." And my heart just went, that was him. That's the one I met. And she's calling him the Prince of Peace, and she's very talented. So they showed me this equipment, and I pushed it away because I figured, okay, they're mocking me anyways. So whatever is going to be shown on there, it was going to probably be something that whatever I was saying to him. I mean, I was like, I just want to get the heck out of here. I don't know what I'm doing here. And then I heard this loud booming voice come in there. I mean, like this loud booming voice. And then I was back in my body. Right after that, it felt almost, and this is what we need to be prepared for, you guys. It's not, we're going through a transition. And when we're going through a transition, there's going to be those that are going to want to hold on to the old. They're going to cleave to it, with a death grip. They're going to want the power that they have. They're going to want to stay in the positions that they have. They've had them for so long. And they're not appointed or anointed, or they weren't given these positions, from my understanding, that the Almighty didn't say, oh, you go over there and watch over and do this and da. No. No, they promote from within their own family line, and they'll birth back into their own family line, and they'll know what you call, like, I don't know, maybe a secret society or something like that. Like I said, I'm just going to blow the freaking lid off of it because, it's the stuff that nobody wants to talk about. Even I don't want to talk about it because I am not, I'm a lover, not a fighter. I've had to learn to love my brothers and sisters enough to say, enough. Get off. I can see it. I can feel you. I know you're here. Get the frick out of here. And I don't like it. I do not enjoy it. It is not fun at all. I lost sleep. I was injured. I had bruises and burns and cuts and scrapes from who knows what and where and how I got them. I call them phantom injuries. We heard things. My husband validated it. But, there I am just going, what the frick happened? So the only thing I could think of is when my daughter passed away, my new heart broke. And when my new heart broke, I was being pulled back up, and it was, moving along. But it left like I don't know, maybe an opening. I don't know. But there's never, it's like we're always, like I say, we never miss a divine appointment. When we have an appointment to make or meet, we're there. But why they yanked me out there like that was uncalled for. And we don't go, up in front like that. And now I look in the freaking Bible, and it says that, remember, I don't know, any of you guys that have read the Bible, it says Enoch took a petition up to God for them, and then he came back with the answer to him, and the answer was, you're supposed to be bringing this stuff up, for mankind, but here man is coming up to us for you. And I mean, really kind of chasing him over it. And now the Bible says that he wrote it down, as they told him, he wrote it down, and then he went to sleep and had a dream. I'm like, what? Because I was like, Enoch, you can keep your job, dude. You can keep your job. You can keep it. I don't want it. No way. I don't. No. And I go and I astral travel. I have these events. I see these things. I go outside of I go to that place. Like I say, it's a place that's no place at a time that's no time. And I drop in. I see what's going on. I observe. And then I observe the event, I report it, or I take action on it, or whatever it is that's deemed necessary. Sometimes they're correction things. Sometimes I'm seeing myself make a huge mistake. Sometimes there's stuff I can't do anything about, but I can react differently. Or I see something, a future event that will cause a ripple effect, a dynamic that I can just change, like a decision that I make, and it can make a ripple wave effect of a different dynamic, things like that. So I'm used to that kind of stuff. And I've had visions during the daytime, but I have never, ever, ever felt my spirit leave my body out the crown of my head like that, ever. And it was like I could still see here a little bit. It was like this place was like a flicker, flicker. I mean, I was more there than here. It was weird. It's too weird. It's oh, man, I feel like a nutball even sharing it. And it's taken only about 10 months for me to open up, publicly and talk to a friend about it, but not really in a whole lot of detail because it scared the crap out of me. I'm just going to be honest. It scared the crap out of me. Never had an experience like that. I don't want to have another. And even when I got hit by the car, it wasn't like that. It was like, whew, I saw my body, and then I just rolled over and I was in this awesome place. Oh my gosh. So gorgeous. No tunnel, no, none of that. I didn't go through any of that, none of that stuff. So when I hear people talk about NDEs and stuff and they say, oh, did you go through a tunnel? Did you see your relatives? No, I didn't. I saw myself in the street laying there, a bunch of people around me, saw ambulance, police, and then I just rolled. Like, it's like I turned and whew, there I was in this, oh my gosh, this place. And when I just sat there for a few minutes, then I said, oh my gosh, I'm home. I'm home. I'm home. And then that beautiful being walked up and just amplified everything there. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I am home. I'm staying, I'm staying, I'm staying. And he said, you don't have to go back. And I'm like, cool. And then, of course, you guys know, obviously I'm here. I came back. So that experience was a heck of a lot more pleasant, even though when I came back, from my toenails to my bald beanie head with the 48 staples, all that pain was more pleasant than getting yanked out of my body in my backyard. I do not recommend it. And I have petitioned about that. It shouldn't happen to anybody else, because that's some BS. I mean, that is some BS right there. Nobody should have to go through that at all. I don't want to do it again. Like I said, Enoch, you can keep your job. And now I find out Enoch didn't even have that job. Or wait, I don't know. Which reality are we in today? It's like, oh my goodness gracious. So in the meantime, what's, unfolded is, we got to understand that, yeah, these beings, they've been in these positions for so long. They're not just going to let go. Okay. They think they have this sewed up. They think they have got this shirt up. They think they can take us out. They like that. Well, shoot, I guess they can if they can rip me right out of my backyard, out of my body, right? But then again, the Almighty took me away from them and said, she goes back. So, be of good cheer in that regard, because the divinity in us is growing stronger and stronger. And that is something that is going on. We are surpassing those who were set to watch, and even those of a divine descent, descendants of, you could say, when mother and father took physical form themselves. And I found out some really strange stuff about that. And oh my, I hope you guys aren't hearing that. I should turn the notifications off. Anyways, so we're passing them up, okay, and they know that, and they're not liking it, but they still have abilities that we don't quite have our eyes open to yet. They bounce around the aether realm like it's a big freaking playground, and they treat us like we're toys. And then when you can see them and sense them and feel their intentions and then hear them and hear their thoughts, well, then you can do something about it. And that seems to be maybe what the lesson was on it is we need to stand our ground. There's way too many judges, way too many accusers, even within our own in humanity. Um, and we need more that are, about love and forgiveness than judgment and I'm right, you're wrong, and I'm going to prove it. I'm going to prove my point to you, or I'm going to beat your head in, or I'm going to call you. I'm going to when we call each other names or we judge each other. That would be what I would say. Okay, that's cursing each other. When we're not lifting each other up, or we're judging and things like that. We're using our frequency and our power to hurt each other. And so understanding even that part will help us get through this battle. And when we band together and as we're all waking up and, going through it's like a sifting process as we're splitting. But then all of a sudden somebody will ping awake and then they'll shift over. It looks almost the same. You'll see very, very subtle differences in the places. Very subtle. You have to really be paying attention. But then again, it feels different. It definitely feels different. And then you just go over there, and it's almost like you clear a path. You got to get them. I call them vampires, because where do you think? They don't suck blood, you guys. It's energy. They feed off the farm, off the people. That's why they don't let them out. Too bad. We're all getting out of here. Yeah, we're all getting out of here. Bigger and better things to do. I'll tell you what. You wonder where these like scary movies or these things come about. Well, that's what they do is they harvest the energy. You ever feel so heavy and depressed? Or wake up and you're fine, and all of a sudden you just feel like wow, I'm exhausted, or you feel like you're coming down with something all of a sudden it just came on acutely. Well, somebody's having a little snack, and we learn to shield ourselves up and say, no buffet for you. And so I've been doing a lot of prayer work too to shield us up, to not allow that kind of an exchange to even take place anymore. It wasn't ordained. It never should have happened. But we were never cursed. We forgot. Let's get the story straight. The Almighty doesn't curse. They're only agape love. And they see us all, as their children. And they've had to come to a very, very, very hard decision on, okay, are we going to continue now that nobody is leaving? They think they are. They do, but they're not. They're not letting them actually ascend and move and reach the divinity that they were meant to. Everybody in here is meant to meet Eloah, meaning Eloah being divine, meaning you're supposed to reach the threshold of when mother and father took a physical form, and to be one face to face with the Creator and create and do. You're not just supposed to be a child. You're to be a mature, wielding your power and authority with respect, responsibility, and also raising up whoever is, if you've created a world and you've got beings on that world, you should be raising them up. If you're not having beings being raised up, then they're probably going to look at you a little cross-eyed and say, okay, because they said, we're not repeating this. This is a non-repeatable offense. It's been going on. The Bible tries to tell us 6,000 years or whatever. No, it has not. No. Let's go a lot longer. We think about Atlantis, Lemuria. Think about before that. Think about Samaria. Think about Egypt. Think about the Greek. Think about all these different. You think of them as age periods of almost like a reset. Try it again. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. This time, nope, we're not trying it again. This is the end game. We're going on to bigger and better things. So many are ready already. They just have not been able to get out through the watchers, so to speak, get through them, get through the gatekeepers, I would call them. So we're going up against principalities and dominions of strongholds, and they're not happy about it. But know this, what you've got in you is so much stronger than anything they could possibly have. And I'm going to let you in on another little secret. Most of them are physically incarnated. I've seen them in physical form. Some of them that I've seen in some pretty weird places. And I don't know, maybe that's how I hit their radar. I don't know. And they just like, you look familiar. Like, one me, I wasn't there. And plus, it was a dream. How can anybody make an accusation on someone for having a dream? And I didn't understand what the frick was going on. I didn't know. I didn't know. You can be mean to me about that? Come on now. Just knock it off. Just knock it off. Don't make me have to come over and open up a can of whoop butt on you. But anyways, but the Almighty is going through after the realms are clear, taking back what basically, it's theirs. The divinity that's in those beings, it's theirs. They gave it to them, and they want to keep them sovereign and unique. Taking them home, and they're going to reach the limits that are where dreams come true. Tough patooties. They're already gone. Most of them have already been evacuated. All the little cubby holes and stuff, they're empty. Now we're dealing with IRL in life on planet, and that's, I think, why it's so thick and heavy on us, because the volunteers and us, all of us together, banding together, we're cleaning up this place together, and it's rough work. Nobody wants to talk about that part. We want to talk about the love, because we do love each other, and it is hard for me, like I said, to even wrap my mind around that something like this could even happen. It's like, my God's better than your God. You're worshiping the wrong one. You're idol worship. You're goyim. You're a goyim. You are baraka. You said baraka. You say hiwa. I'm gonna break out into the heavenly language. Sorry. Yeah, they just they said they do that. They do cut. We got to stop cutting each other down. We got to start lifting each other up. Because if we don't, we're holding each other hostage. And I'm not a hostage taker. I'm unlocking and saying, let's go. If you want to. I don't go against anybody's divine rights or their free will ever. If you're a living, breathing being and you've got a physical body, you have a choice. You have that choice. Now, if you're jumping around in the ether and you are afflicting people in a physical body, and I sense you and I see you and I know that you're down there, and I can hear you, I can feel you, and I know what your intentions are. Be careful. Be careful. You're just not, because I'm not alone in this. And there's many that our love is so strong and we've met the Creator, and our love is so strong that we can see that it's like bad babysitter, foul babysitter. Yeah, no more. You're not going to feed off my loved ones. You're not going to feed off my friends. You're not going to feed off the humanity ever. It's over. But they're not wanting to go out, and they thought they had it pretty much sewed up in the bag. And as I start to reveal, man, the stuff that's been revealed, that's now all on record. And all of those beings that were in those places that were judged. That's another topic altogether. I'm going to tell you guys this right now. Do not fear judgment. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. We're going to move through this. We are all going to move through this. The ones who are going to be judged, it's because they're still running around. You can almost discern them because they're the ones, they're the accusers. They're accusing, their brothers and sisters. You worship wrong, or you chew your gum wrong, or you do. And I'm not talking about a parent raising a child appropriately. I'm talking about our fellow mankind that doesn't even know our, or walked even a mile, let alone a couple steps in our shoes, judging us and determining that we are something that we're not, when they're actually showing that that's what they're doing. They are the accuser of the brethren that accuses them before the throne of God night and day, night and day. And it's like, ah, look in the mirror, dude. Look in the mirror, chick. Stop it. Just stop. I mean, come on. That's what they want us to do. And they put those little things and stuff into our minds so we tear each other apart. Makes their job a lot easier. But then, we're not going for it. We're not going for it. It got to the point I couldn't do live streams or nothing. I mean, it was, like I said, I can't call it anything except for, I would call it spiritual warfare. I mean, it was like, learn fast, because they were tearing me apart. And there was no time for training. No, Yoda, I don't have time for Jedi training. I was thrown right into the thick of it. And I mean, I still call BS on it. I really do. I'm like, this is some BS. I do not like it. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. But if there's, there's a lot that was revealed in that. It was a lot. I mean, it got to the point I felt like I got separated from the creator. I was so surrounded by this crap. I was like, oh my gosh, they're blocking my communication. Now I can't even communicate because they're, and a lot of people discount it. We're very physical. We're into our five senses because we're having a carnal experience. We forget that our natures, we have a soul, we have a spirit, we have a toroidal field, we have an aura, we have, that's all of those things are from the divine nature. It's like, how did we forget that? How did we let that slip by? We have a gut feeling. You ever meet somebody, you get like a weird gut feeling, or you walk into a house and you get the shivers, the creeps, or even a graveyard or anything. That sixth sense is constantly trying to get our attention. Hey, you're more than just smell, taste, touch, and sight. You actually have, sight on things that are in the unseen realm when you're ready to see them. I had to ask for my eyes to be closed because I wasn't getting any rest. And when you start to see them, whenever they come near you, you see them, whether your eyes are open or closed. And I wasn't getting any rest. So I was like, when I close my eyes at night to go to sleep, can I please just have it be my eyelids that I am looking at? And you know what? That's how you know that you still, that was what was beneficial there, is that I knew that the Almighty could still hear me, even though I couldn't hear them at that time. They could still hear me, and I got some rest. And then back at it again. I saw a translucent being. And I don't know why. If you're see-through, what the heck are you doing crouching down by my air conditioner? And I pointed at him, and I can't see at night. I'm night blinded. This was at nighttime in my backyard. I walked out there. The light wasn't on, and I pointed over to my air conditioner, and I said, what are you doing over there? Get out from my property now. And it stood up, and it was translucent, and it walked right past me and around me, and I could hear its thoughts. I can't believe she could see me. How can she see me? I can't believe she can see me. Who is she? I knew I was sent here for a reason. I'm like, well, who the flip are you? Get the frick out of here. And it left. I didn't know what it was. And that was pretty early on after I don't know, within like 3-4 weeks. And by then I was pretty wore down. I was not in any mood to be dealing with foreign, weird, ghost-like things walk around in my backyard. This is a new house. We're the first owners here. So we can't say, oh, maybe somebody passed away in this house or blah, 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 blah. No, we're the first owners. This is a new build, and I don't know where you came from, dude. I haven't seen him since. I heard he's not allowed back over here, but that doesn't stop them. They don't exactly ask for permission, so to speak. They don't get the anointing. They don't get or they're not ordained or appointed. They're self-appointed, and they keep appointing their own family into these positions, and they use money. They use employment. They use the governing of the mind. They use a religion. They use all these different constructs to reel us in and keep us content. Even like games and even like movies and things like that, entertain them, detain them. But the restrainer. Oh my gosh, I think it's the women. It's the glory of God to conceal a matter in the honor of a king to reveal it. I think there's a lot of women volunteers in here right now, and oh boy, I would be careful of the female side of it, because there would be first timers in, and they're loaded for bear as soon as they're activated. They are loaded for bear, and it's going to go really super fast. But and anybody that's considered like an old soul and things like that, shoot, you're probably already ready to go into Eloah or your divinity. You just have been held back, and that's that's ending. That's coming to a quick end. So it's really good news for everybody. I mean, it's something to look forward to. Even the ones that are sitting in those seats of authority, a lot of them don't even they got put there, but they don't remember what it was like before this happened, before this oppression type thing. I want to control. So I'm going to withhold some of my noseless that I came in with from my underlings so I can have power. Things like that started happening, and then slowly but surely, then they forgot, and that's why mankind right now is passing them up, because we are getting it's being dropped in, and we're open to accept it. But they can come home too. They have that option. They're choosing. They're making a choice too. So if they're going to continue to hurt other sovereign beings with their eyes open, I don't know, man. I'm just glad I'm not the judge. That's justice. He's going to take care of that. So if you find yourself in this kind of a situation, and here's another way to discern it. They don't have any mercy. They will show you no mercy. They want to stop you at all costs, no matter what it takes. They want to get the job done. They just want to get you out of the way. You're trouble. You are a troublemaker. That's how I felt. Okay, they think I'm a troublemaker. I don't know how I caused them any trouble, but apparently, in my backyard all by myself, just praying, having dreams, I caused all kinds of trouble and hit their radar. And they wanted to show me who was boss, so to speak. And they did. Oh boy, did they do a number on me. But I had a lot of help from upstairs. Oh boy, did I. That brought me through, and also took records of everything that happened. So, be of good cheer on that. But do not be surprised when you start to feel depressed, oppressed, or you start to feel weighed down or lethargic, or like this starts to seem stale or old. Just be aware of your surroundings. Where are you? What are you thinking? What's going on in your mind? Was that thought yours? Did you put that thought in there? Did you hear something on the radio that just came through on the radio? I like to play games like that too. And then now it's stuck in your head. It's a jingle and it keeps playing over and over. And it's not a positive one. And it's they're, bringing you down so you don't rise up. Well, guess what? Stand up. Stand up and say, no, 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 no. Physical, frequency, power. Because you always have the power. They're in the spirit. You have a spirit, but you have your voice. You have your body. They don't. They'll want to try and use your voice. They can't. They can't. You keep pushing them back. Keep pushing them back. Now, let me see. Hi, Michael. Hey, propagate this light. Julia, how are you doing? I'm Red. No, it's I have the, what do you call them? The green screen thingies on, and I had to have it on OBS and on this one. But yeah, I probably am a little red because I hate talk. I really, I'm kind of, almost to the point like I'm embarrassed that this happened. It's like, oh my gosh, what? It's embarrassing to talk about. I'm tiptoeing around it too, and I'm so sorry because I, I don't. It's hard to explain something like this. Um, I'm too left brain, and I can't even comprehend it. And I'm the one that went through it. I can't wrap my noodle around it. I can't wrap my noodle around what you know what the frick, why they would want to do that. Why they're killing the earth. Even all of creation is dying. You guys, come on. It's not just that mortals die. It's not that we just get sick and die. Everything here dies. Everything dies. Our water is contaminated. The fish are dying. There's algae blooms, dirt, filth, plants. Food, for example, like fruit trees and stuff like that. It's not supposed to be seasonal. Did you know that? Did you know that it's supposed to be there all year round? It's supposed to be there all the time. You're supposed to be able to go and pick it whenever you want it, and it's there. It's just, but know that you are the one that holds the power. You're the one. You have the authority, and we have to start to stand in it. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. Walk away in peace. Because see, if you got those that are still accusing you of doing, that, then see, what the problem is there is that they still have a heavy burden over their heads. Still, they have not quite shook it off. I didn't. Now, okay, I was like, shoot. Why am I hearing judgments, and why do they keep judging me over and over? And how come every time they're acting like they're judging each other, it's me in there, and I'm the one taking the judgment, and what's going on? And I was just, I was like, oh, I am losing my mind. And that was what I heard when, coming back in after that weird launching, hold on to your sanity. You hold on to your sanity. I'm crazy, you guys. I'll tell you what. I say I'm done. I'm punching the time clock because this woman here has gone stir nuts. I mean, expect the unexpected, but just the reward is in the people. It's in you guys. It's in all of us getting out of here. Or even if we don't get out of here, we can change it. We, push them out. Push them out, and maybe they just need to, go under another mature one and learn again the truth. Maybe they, because from what I understand, they don't go up there. They don't go near the Almighty. They have no freaking clue that what the Almighty is even about. Because I was like, what? Wow, you're so flippin' awesome. I mean, I just want to spend time with them all the time. And it's like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. And it's like, okay, then all of a sudden I'm having a hellish experience. All right. So I went down the right-hand path. Do I have to now go through some kind of I actually started thinking, am I going through some kind of a hazing or testing, or you sending me down the left-hand path for a reason to see how I'll handle myself? And then it's like, how long does this left-hand path last? 6, 7, 8 months into it. I'm like, shoot, come on, lighten up already. I can't function. Stop. Back the flip off. Yeah, it was just, oh man. But anyways, I want to show you guys some strange images. Any of you that's been around for a while, you remember me talking about, I don't know if you guys remember me or some of you guys do, back from like Taryn Lupo way back then, and Uni Rock and Jerry Hicks, Dark Wolf's Den. Those two were working together at that time. It was quite a while ago. And I had this weird event happen. I thought I was gone for hours and hours walking around this wheat field, looking up at the sky, seeing like these 7 luminary, it looked like Earth-like, but they were just outlined like light blue. Like it didn't look like planet. They weren't solid. They were like outlined, but it was like 7 of them were in the sky, and 3 suns, 2 orange and 1 white. Well, that place exists. Oh my gosh, it's shocking. I'm going to show you these pictures because they're going to, oh, they are weird. Oh. Okay, hang on. Let's see. We'll start with, let's get me out of the way. All right. Start with a Milky Way galaxy. All right. If I remember right from how it was before, we were way out in the outskirts of the Sagittarius arm. Not anymore. If you look where the sun is on that little Orion, whatever that is, spur, they called it an Orion arm, but in this image here, it looks like a little spur. That was where it's pointing to that sun in there. And that's what we rotate around. That's where our little planets are all just circulating around in the Milky Way galaxy. And in the middle of the Milky Way galaxy is what they call a black hole. To me, it looks like a white hole. To me, it looks like, is that the exit? Is that how we get the flip out of here? Do we go through that in the middle there? Okay. This one, you see this one shows it better. It's a black hole. And got the galactic rotation. You got the sun. You got the Orion arm. They're calling it the arm here. Sometimes it's the spur. You see what they're saying? That there we are. And I remember it's like being way out in the outskirts, not near the center like this. I don't know. How many of you guys remember being at least taught that we were on something called a Sagittarius arm? Okay, now here's this weird, oh my. Okay. These are images that they have taken of what they call, it's in the nose of the Orion belt. They call it Orionis. And it has these gaseous rings around it. And it said, oh, it looks like a bullseye. No, it looks like a flipping red eye. It looks like something's staring at me right now. It's freaking me out. Well, this is the place that has the 3 suns. They're calling them a binary sun system, that the 2 orange ones that swirl around each other. And then there's 1 bright white one. Now, this happens to be directly across from the Pleiades, the 7 sisters. Maybe could have been those 7 freaking Earth-looking planets that I saw in that little dream where they told me, don't take your glasses off till you get in the vehicle. That I saw that, I was just like, oh my gosh. And then to check this one out. This is an actual photograph that's taken by something out there, but hey, it is what it is. This one just creeps me out because it just looks like, a web of, and they said that they're having a hard time. The scientists and the astrologists are not like astrologists. What do they call it? The ones that are the scientist part, not like somebody that does horoscope, but they're having a hard time understanding why the rotation of those rings that you saw around those other ones, they oscillate in opposite directions. They don't. Then normally when you see like the rings around Saturn, for example, they're it's a gaseous cloud that's around Saturn because there's a planet. But they're saying now, well, maybe there is a planet in there that's got this gravitational pull that caused the tear, and since that is going on in there, it's got 2 different elliptical orbits of they said 300 and something planets. I'll do a video and show you guys the article and stuff. It came out in October of 2021 when they finally came out with some details on this weird thing. And this is in our neighborhood, you guys. Now they're saying we're on the Orion spur, and then they're saying that this is on the Orion nose. and it's over by the Seven Sisters. And I was just like, oh my gosh. So I was gone for hours and hours walking in that field, looking at that, asking all these questions. Now, mind you, you guys, I was like a little kid in this uh, experience. I was maybe 10 or 11, and all of them that were there that was walking with me, we were all children, um, and we were seeing this, and we were talking to each other and getting answers, and walked all the way around this field. I was there for hours, and it was beautiful. And then I noticed I had something on my face. There was these thick, almost like, I don't know, welding kind of glasses, protective eyewear or something. And they were orange, really super thick. And I noticed them. I tried to grab at them. And then I was told, no, 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 leave those on your face um, until you get in the vehicle. And then when I looked at the vehicle, it didn't have tires. It was just white, didn't have tires, and it had these really thick, dark tinted windows on it. And it was a gentleman, and he was like the only male that was there. And I got in the vehicle, and I woke up, and lo and behold, it was like I got boom, those rough wake ups. I was only gone 15 minutes, which is, with my disability, it takes me at least an hour to fall asleep and get comfortable. But it's like my head hit the pillow, boom, I was gone, and then boom, I was back. And but when I was there, it was different. So why do we see this stuff? Are they trying to tell us of the times that we're in, what's going on? To keep the hope going for us, to keep things moving along. It's astronomers. Astronomers or astronomical. I had something happen to me on a Good Friday. I seen innocent people on my phone, projected to my phone from someone that was with me that day. You seen innocent people? Cool. A translucent being. Oh yeah, that translucent being. He's weird. He was weird. It was odd. I actually found an image that was close to what this being was. Now that I apparently have been seen before, and some people have actually got some snapshots of them. And usually they're in like foresty areas and stuff. So for it to be in like a neighborhood, it's like, what are you doing? Where are you from? And they like to look like they're ships. I've been filming in the weird skies lately. But they pop in. I'm noticing the flashings. They go flash, 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 boom, and then there they are. It's more like what I would call interdimensional. That it's they're in a different realm, and they're popping in and they're popping out, traveling through the ether. And we don't do that. We don't just jump up out of our body and just project all over the place. We just don't. And so it's the whole thing was just really weird. I hope that I was clear on some of the things. I didn't go anywhere into detail on some of the things that happened, besides a lot of injuries, a lot of like bumps on my head, bruises, feet knocked up out from underneath of me, scratches. I got bit. Something bit me. I think you could tell it was teeth mark. I got the picture on my phone because I was going to send it to my doctor because I thought, oh shoot, because it made it, my whole arm swelled. I was like, what the frick bit me? There's nobody here. What bit me? When you can't see what the heck is going on, and you got these phantom things showing up, you're like, oh my gosh, the heck? Ew. But it looked like a human mouth. It wasn't like an animal bite or anything like that at all. It was just odd, very, very odd, but it is calming down. It really is. And we're going back and forth and handling business. And the ones that have jumped over that aren't supposed to, there's a lot of them that are out there tossing them back saying, no, access denied. And the further the gap gets, there won't be access, because what's going to happen is there's going to be a field. It's like, okay, then you'll basically, there's nothing outside of God in my perspective. Everything is energy. God makes energy. God is the only creator and destroyer of energy. We can't create it or destroy it. We can transmute it. That's what we do through creation. We take energy, we speak, and it transmutes, and we can either bring life to it or death. What we're going to serve? Are you going to serve mammon, which is money, and stomp on your brothers and sisters? Or are you going to serve the Almighty and speak life, into the beautiful creation? And, we need to make these choices for ourselves. In the meantime, the ones that have been sitting, over and, having the lofty seats and being served and all this stuff, you know, they thought they had it. They thought they had it. And the thing is, the Almighty doesn't need to break divine law. There's no purpose behind it. They don't need. They're not a liar. You don't need to be mocked. They don't need to be worshipped. They don't need any of that. They don't need us. Period. And when people get the understanding that the Almighty, the Creator of all, doesn't need us, we need them. We need the Creator. We'll have a different respect for what they have done for us and what they are doing for us to get us out of this. That is how much we're loved, and that they're having to make hard choices. And when the numbers have gotten so astronomically out of balance, something had to be done. Something had to be done. So, this is it. But don't worry, though, because even those guys, like I said, they can come through. They can come through. They may have to do like what, when you come into this place, or we get born again, if you're old soul or whatever, and you're born, you get like a mind wipe. You're like, oh, got to start all over again, blank slate, learn everything all over. It'll be like that for them. That's it. They'll have to learn all over again. And they'll be brought up in the correct way and they'll know. But in the meantime, if they're coming up and they are going against your divine sovereignty, stand. Stand in your anointing. Know who you are. Okay? Or call somebody that that is either a prayer warrior or somebody that has dealt with spiritual warfare. That's another thing that may have brought this on so suddenly. Is I did a quantum healing session with somebody, and I confronted. I called it black, dark, or darkened energy, stagnant energy, but it was sentient. It was sentient, and it was angry with me. It was very angry with me. I didn't know. I had no clue that I know who it is now because they told me, but I had no idea that I was messing around with a principality. And what the frick is a principality doing messing with a mortal being? Huh? Riddle me that one. So if a tiny little female kicked your butt and you got mad at me and you're going to send everybody after her because of that? Come on, let go of your ego, dude. Because it's a everybody's invited type of a thing. So, I'm just trying to figure out what door got open. How did this happen? And so those are the, only catalysts that could have possibly provoked it. But yeah, if you're brought to it, you'll be brought through it. So have faith in that. I was being treated like I'm crazy on a way. I had scratches on my back, and I don't know how. My fingers had marks on them. Yeah, they marked my face and messed with my nails, and it's their head games is what they're doing. They're playing head games, and no, it's just not going to fly. And the more we understand that, and we don't polarize to just expect sunshine and roses 24/7, because remember, God doesn't hold back from us. We're to know right from wrong. How are you going to be a good Eloah if you don't know right from wrong, or Elohim? Huh? How are you going to do it? You can't. How will you discern? You won't. How will you create? You can't. How would you know if it's a good creation? You won't. So, of course, they don't hold back things like that. We're to know what it is, and we're to choose to do what is right and what is good, considering we are surrounded. Every being is divine. And when we get that through our thick little noodles, we'll stop having a hierarchy and a patriarchy or a matriarchy or a color problem, or we'll stop dividing and we'll unite, because there's no reason. Now they are counting on us staying divided. I'm not going to be a divider. I'm a uniter. And but don't mess with you guys, because some of you guys I'm very attached to, and I can feel it. And then I'll just go, zing, what's going on over there? What you got going on? And check, and just kind of just check in. Never without your permission, though, but only if they've come into your house again without your permission. Well, I just say, do they know you're here? Huh? Do they know you're here? Were you invited? I don't think you're invited. Get out. So I'm trying to make light of it, but it's a pretty serious situation. But I'm going to tell you, my friends, you guys, if you're feeling depressed, oppressed, just know what, no, please know what's going on and stand. Take kingship if you need to. Take kingship over your house. Take kingship over all your property and throw them off. Take the authority that's been given to you. Remember, you were given all the authority. You were given dominion over your own sovereignty, your own property, your own being. And they're encroaching on a realm where they are hoping, expecting, and wanting you to be blind to them. They want you to forget about your sixth sense altogether. They don't want you to go off those gut instincts or those intuitions that you have. But I'm telling you, my friends, we have those for a reason. That gut's telling you something. That depression, that oppression that came on out of nowhere, something is up. And you're to stand and say, not mine. I'm not going to carry this weight. It's not mine. Why should you carry it? And stand in your authority. Send it up. Send them to judgment. Kick them out of the realm. They won't leave you alone. So you know what? I'm charging you. Crimes against crimes against divinity, crimes against sovereignty, crimes against creation, and crimes against the Almighty. I've placed these charges. Now I'm sending you to the heavenly court. Boom. Get out of here. And send them back. Send them on up there. They can go deal with justice, because there's no mercy up there right now. They don't want to do that. I'm going to tell you, if you tell them to leave, they'll leave. And also ask the Almighty to anoint you or ordain you to show you how to take their power from them without killing them, so they can't oppress you with their power anymore. If they're using their power to harm, molest, or do something malevolent or oppress another, they shouldn't have that power, because they didn't get it. You didn't go up there and get it from the Almighty. They siphoned it, so that you can just go ahead and take it. And when I do situations like that, I just send it back. I send it back to the Almighty. I don't need it, because I can get all I need from them. Just I can call on the Almighty and say, hey, I don't need to walk around with this power. I'm not going to be a freaking Slurpee for them. It's almost like putting a blue light special. I carry power, comes safe in off of me. I don't need it. I'll ask, and I get what I need when I need it at the time that I need it. Now, when I say that I'm powerless, no, because how they explain it, they say I carry it. I carry it more than I think that I am. I carry it gracefully, but I don't want it. It's like that's not what I'm after. I want people. I mean, that's where my heart's at. My heart's in people, not things, not plastic and fake. And it's in you guys. And so just realize that, stuff like that's going on. Everybody's got their fortes. Everybody's doing their job. Everything is like so organized. You got someone that's supposed to be enforcing the law, breaking the law in order to impose their dominance over, even humanity. So we're dealing with that in the physical. We're dealing with fighting and riots and protests and violence in the physical. Now remember, everything happens in the spiritual first. What's going on in the spiritual will manifest in the physical unless we head it off. If we head it off in the spiritual, do you guys really want to see a freaking war on the ground here or on that other realm? I don't. Honestly, I do not. So it's better for us just to, go through there and stomp those things out. Get them out of here. They don't belong here. And so that way we can avoid a conflict because it does impact the response from people. Because we get impacted by it, whether we would like to admit it or not, it impacts us. So just stand in your power, stand in your authority. I'm sorry for my long absence. And I am sorry that I'm so skirting around talking about this. It's just, I would rather talk to you guys about the love, and how awesome it is. It's just, I just don't know what to say. It was shocking, to say the least. Try not to hang around with a bunch of accusers or judgment. Have good, clean arguments. You can have good, healthy debates with people. Do you think that we all need to agree with each other? Heck no. That sounds really boring. But do we need to judge each other because we think differently? No. Let's enjoy what we have that's different. Let's learn from each other and grow. Let's stand in this united, because the faster we come together, the faster we'll stomp them out. And it's not a matter of like stomping them out. They'll just go home. They need to go home. That's what they need to do. They need to get the flip out of here and go home. And if if you've got one that is breaking divine law against you and you press charges on them, guess where you just tossed them? Yeah, home. Even if they're scared to death to go there, you have that authority to toss them up there because they broke divine law. Divine law is not grievous. It really is not. And once we start flowing in it as a natural state of being like we used to, limitless, you guys. Remember, that's who you are in truth. You're limitless. We put the limits on ourselves and we allow others to do that. Don't let these principalities and dominions interfere with your space, your sacred space. Anybody have any questions? Hey, poor Dirt Farmer and Monica, and still got Michael. Michael, you got a lot to say. I'm sorry, I've been reading. Hi, Dave. How are you? I've had a lot. I've seen innocent children in my room just playing. I'm not bothering anyone. Oh, that's really cool. I wish I could see stuff like that. I don't, not yet. I'm seeing weird writing and their faces, like their faces will come up and it almost like gets burned into my concrete. And then I was getting pretty mad about that too. So I filed a complaint. I'm like, okay, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of it. I don't want to look at them anymore. Seeing them when they're here and being confrontational is one thing. But, coming through and being a jerk and just etching yourself in just to be a jerk, that's wrong. That's taunting. And so I took bleach and just scrubbed them off. Took a lot of scrubbing, but I got rid of them. Oh, yes, I did. So, and then we also have symbols that there's the divine is with us too. They'll leave their little markers around to let you know you're not alone. You got some kick butt backup right there with you. And they're in that ether realm saying, ooh, look, the one with the authority, the one in the body with the voice, and the one that has dominion here where you don't. Yeah, they just press charges on you. And they take them. Or they will fight them off, or they'll push them back, or they will give you your space or let you rest. That's the difference. That's how you know you're still under the grace. Because you will get rest when you need rest. You ask, and as in a demon, push them back, let you get some rest. I didn't know all this. I just kind of got thrown into the lion's den, I guess. I didn't know how to shut that mouth of that lion. I didn't know who to ask or what to do. And they told me that it was the one that I call Christ Jesus. I mean, they called him Yeshua. Okay. Declare war on me. No, he did not. And that's not him. That's somebody else. I know who that is. He was not happy about that at all. But yeah, he's the Ha Mashiach. He's we call him the only Holy One of Israel. He, Father came in the flesh. The Word became flesh and dwelt amongst us to show us how to get the flip out of here. And to, if there's a war that's declared by him, shoot, all he has to do is come in here and decloak, and it's over. Poof. They won't survive it. So the idea and the objective is for the most, to get most, if not, as many as possible, willingly to come home. Basically, stop hurting each other and come home. Some things are unforgivable, and we understand that. But see, just be glad we're not the judge. Not from here, we're not. We do what we do. We just need to stand. So it happened to you, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk soon, Michael. And PDF, we're gonna have to argue soon. You're fun. I miss you. I love your radio voice. Um, I'm gonna check on you soon, PDF. Make sure you're doing okay. Propagate. I always love him. Meta. Yeah, he's great. And Julia and Digus and Preliminal and my GPC JJ and the Screaming Engine and okay, that's well. Hey, how long have we been going, you guys? Oh, yeah, it's time to zip it up and button it up. I'm not bringing anybody on tonight because each time so far, uh, it ended up I ended up working, and I'm trying to just take a little bit of a respite and allow this to settle down and check on my loved ones and my friends and all of you guys, and just make sure everybody's doing okay. And just know who you are, okay? And the more you know about yourself, the more that you seek, don't seek for anything. You go direct. Go direct to the Almighty. Don't, no matter if they're blocking, just you go straight to the Almighty and in here. It's in here. And because they created you. Like I said, we need them. They don't need us. Anybody that tries to say anything different, they're not being honest. So if they needed us to worship them, give me a break. When I asked them, I'm like, everybody calls you something different. What's your real name? We never had a name. And like, oh, huh. But, yeah, we never thought that we needed one. I mean, it was like, mankind gave us a name, and we listened to them all. Just call us Hashem. I'm like, Hashem. What the heck is Hashem? Hashem. And I'm like, oh, that must be Yeshua. That's got to be Hebrew. And I looked it up, and you know what that means? The name. One of God's names is the name Hashem. I was like, oh, which is kind of cool because I like getting affirmations like that from him to let me know he's still around, and I can feel the upset, the impatience, but the more and more are coming home, and so that the outcome will be beneficial for whoever came in here to volunteer to do whatever your job is. I mean, you may feel like an idiot right now because you're in the middle of it. But remember, you volunteered. So get to work, okay? Get to work and do the best you can. And just stand. And we'll talk more about this stuff and leave questions down below on more detail that you may want to know about, because I know I'm skimming the surface. I mean, I really don't like this topic. I'm not an us versus them individual at all, because there is no us versus them. That's a false paradigm, and that's what's going away. So it's hard for me to wrap my noodle back around the concept of us versus them when I know us versus them is a false paradigm. But it's just a matter of the attacks, and it just to have the knowledge and the wisdom of how these things affect us in our physical body. And we don't even understand what the flip they're doing. That's wrong. That's wrong. So let the judge deal with them. In the meantime, Hashem, the name, God Almighty, or whatever you want to call them, source, consciousness, can clean them up. I never limit the unlimited. They can do things we can't. So never lose hope, never lose faith, and keep on keeping on. And remember, we're in this together. We could talk to each other about things like this, and we'll come through things better if we're locking arms than we will if we are butting heads. So, okay. All right. Well, always share what you know. Listen so you can grow. I'll come on live and have a share stream because I want to catch up with you guys. Might be good for some of my friends to hit me up privately so we can do some observing and see what's going on. And, before you call in or something, because I got caught off guard, and it was very annoying that just to be so, caught off guard by a situation just from inviting somebody on. It's like, gosh darn, man, how many of these freaking things are there? Shoot, get the frick out of here, man. Go to your home. Go home. Go home. Go home. Go home. Go home. I did the video on earthbound spirits, Stacy. That's another thing. They think that they're afraid of judgment, and so they won't go home. Some of them. Well, I've been sending them home right and left. They're going willingly. They're like, really? Really? I'm getting the freak out of here. Boof. And they're gone. And they're good. It's the other ones that, they kind of like their power. they like that or authority. They like their authority and they like to use it. So, or abuse it, I would call it. But they can learn. Everybody can learn. Everybody can. Okay. So anyways, I will talk to you guys soon, and remember, share what you know and listen so you can grow. Like I said, put some questions if you want me to get into more detail on things, and I'll get more into the thick of it and share more detail. It's just, I don't know. It's too fantastic. It's too fantastical. I couldn't write this shit. Excuse me. Oh, excuse my French. Oh yeah, I class now because it's like, because it's like, oh my gosh, I've seen too much. My goose is cooked. But I do love you guys, and I have missed you. And it's just, I've been really super busy, but I'm trying to come back around to you. Yeah. So keep in touch. Peace.